Hello, everyone. My name's Tori, and you're watching Core TV. Today, we're talking about disability and work. Our guest today is Mithila Sasitara. Welcome to the show, Mithila.
Thank you, Tori.
So to get us started, can you tell us a bit about what you do, your work experience?
So to tell you about myself, that I earned my bachelor degree in health and society at York University and an honored diploma in child and youth care program from George Brown College. I volunteered and worked at several organizations as an administrative assistant. I have done placement as a child and youth care worker in a nonprofit sector. I worked for an organization in my committee as a research associate as well. I'm passionate to work with people with disabilities and assist in committee as I'm currently volunteering to teach workshop for youth with disabilities. Also, I'm currently doing contract internship with the federal government agency virtually as an administrative assistant, where my work involves coordinating meeting, taking meeting minutes, doing data entry and emailing and so on.
So thinking about your most recent position that you've started, what supports made the transition easier?
Okay, so when I started the new job, the support I received from the lead employment specialist, Richard, and employment counselor, Anu, from Spinal Cord Injury Ontario, as well as support I received from general manager and my supervisor at work made transition easier. Richard and Anu always encouraged me and supported me through the whole process of getting the job. When I started the job, my supervisor and the team had arranged a meeting virtually to introduce me to the team, which helped me to get to know everyone and their position. When I had a trouble connecting to the VPN at work, like my general manager and supervisor were like very supportive, such as they paid for my Uber ride to go to the nearby office to get things fixed. And my general manager made sure that the office is easily accessible for me, knowing that I have a disability.
And what's been the impact of COVID on your work?
The whole pandemic situation is sad and made things inconvenient for many people. However, in terms of finding a work remotely, I consider myself fortunate. I didn't mind commuting to work, but after I started work virtually, due to COVID, I prefer to work online because it's convenient and safe. I miss meeting people face to face, but we have water cooler meeting virtually at work where we talk and play games. So that helps me to connect with my colleagues.
So thinking about joining a new team and the process of discussing accommodations, which can be tricky and is a very personal topic. In your experience, how do you approach a conversation about accommodation at work?
I understand disclosing your disability and asking for accommodation could be intimidating, but I would say own your disability as it's part of you and be confident. Do not be afraid to tell your hiring manager that you have disability and you need accommodation. You don't have to disclose detail of your disability if you don't want to. However, letting your employer know you have a disability and you need support is totally fine. And they will be happy to assist you to make things easier for you. For example, when I disclosed my disability to my supervisor, she was very supportive and she understand me more, and she arranged me to get economic tests done. And they have provided me with supportive chair, bigger monitor, footrest, and more. I'm even getting support from assistive adaptive technology to make things easier for me at work.
So thinking of your experience working in different teams, in Canada, the unemployment rate of people with disabilities is high. What would your advice be for HR professionals or hiring managers that are looking to build a diverse team and tap the underemployed market of people with disabilities?
Okay, so I would say to the recruiters to advertise in their job post that they are looking for candidates from diverse background and that they would accommodate people with disabilities. Another suggestion is don't always go for traditional question and answer interviews, as not everyone perform well under pressure. So think of creative ways. Example, asking them to write an essay or ask creative question and give them questions to prepare at least 30 minutes before the interview, or even ask them to perform the work they are going to be doing for an hour, like for an hour or so, right? And perhaps ask them prior to the selection, how would they want to evaluate, and how would they like to be evaluated? And you could get an idea as well from asking them how to be evaluated, right? And one more thing is that we people with disabilities are creative, because we don't do things like everyone else, and we find various ways to do the same things. So don't judge us too quickly based on question and answer in interview. Give us a chance to figure out things on our own and be supporting along the way.
How was your experience working with Spinal Cord Injury Ontario's Employment Services team? What made a difference for you?
So working with SCIO is the best experience. The staffs at SCIO are very kind and supportive. I approached SCIO when I wanted a part-time job near the end of my high school, and Richard and his team got me my very first job as a cashier at a cinema theater. Ever since, him and his team are guiding me, and they have introduced me to various volunteer work and admin work to enhance my experience. Richard and his team from SCIO found me even the internship that I'm doing in the government. I must say how Richard reaches beyond to support me. When I was applying to this internship and I was almost selected, but I needed support to complete something very urgently. So I called Richard and left a voice message, but I didn't know that he was on a medical leave. He called me back and supported me complete the task when he should be resting. I'm very grateful to him and his team.
What would you say to someone who's looking for work now and maybe feeling a bit down about their prospects of finding a great job?
I would say to someone looking for a job but having a hard time finding a job they love, don't give up. Don't ever give up. If you have passion for something, you will find a way to get it. Improve your experience in the field you are passionate about. For example, take your time to volunteer or study further. Search for opportunities and explore, like go to a job fair, and rather than looking for a specific job title, look for something similar in the field. Also, network with people who are in the similar field and ask them questions related to the job that you're looking for. Not only that, a relative and a friend of mine once told me, don't be hesitant to take even contract or part-time positions, because you never know what avenues it will open up for you, and she is right.
Thanks, Mithila, for joining us today. You can join us for more on Coretree.com.
Thank you, Tori, for having me.